The following is a presentation of vicradio.org and the Bombers Radio Network. Today, Bowdoin women's basketball faces off against New Paltz in the first round of the Division III NCAA tournament hosted by Ithaca College. The Polar Bears are 21-4 on the season, only slightly better than the New Paltz Hawks, who enter the game at 18-8. The Polar Bears enter the tournament as an at-large selection from the New England Small College Athletic Conference. New Paltz won the State University of New York Athletic Conference to earn their bid to the tournament. This will be the first time the two teams have squared off against each other. Will it be the Polar Bears or the Hawks that head to the second round on Saturday afternoon? We now send it out to Ben Light Gymnasium where Dan Budick, Adam Brobst, and Anthony Scott have the call. It's Division III basketball, and it starts now on vicradio.org and the Bombers Radio Network.
And welcome to Ben Light Gymnasium for today's broadcast of Round 1 action in the Division III NCAA tournament. We have Bowdoin, the Bowdoin Polar Bears, and the New Paltz Hawks going at it today. I'm Alex Lebowitz, joined by Danny Doherty, and we have J.J. Klein on the sidelines. Danny, today we have Bowdoin coming to this game, and they've been electric all season long. Only 4 losses on the season, and 3 of those losses coming against the number 1 team in the country. One of them coming against Amherst, currently 27-0, and the other 2 coming against Tufts. Those are close games, though. But this is a team that, although they have lost a few games this season, they're still battle-tested.
Absolutely. And we always talk about Ithaca's depth. The Ithaca Bombers have a huge team, and everyone gets playing time. Bowdoin is another team just like that. They have 16 players. Every single one of them gets playing time, and they're the only team in the top 25 that does not have a player over 10 points per game. That's an incredible stat for a team that's so successful.
Kind of has a similar makeup of the Bombers, but let's move over to the New Paltz. Right now, their record does not indicate how well they've done this season. 18-8 in the year, but they've won 13 of their last 14 games, and they're coming off of a win against Geneseo, giving them their first loss of the season to upset them in the SUNYAC tournament.
And Geneseo was ranked 16th coming into that game, and New Paltz did not fear them. That's what the coach said. We didn't fear them. They were undefeated. They're a top-ranked team in the nation. And New Paltz went in, got the job done. They took a lead late in the final quarter and held it against a really good Geneseo team and got an automatic bid. Their second straight SUNYAC championship and their second straight automatic bid into the NCAAs. This is definitely a team you don't want to overlook if you're the Bowdoin Polar Bears.
And let's introduce our third member of our crew, J.J. Klein, on the sideline. J.J.
Number 20, Lydia. I had the opportunity to speak with SUNY New Paltz head coach Jamie Stewart about his preparation coming into today's game. It's the Hawks' third NCAA appearance in the last 4 years. He said he'd rather his team come out with more emotion than less, something that coaches typically don't say. They'd rather them play it as a normal game. But speaking of emotions, they came off of an emotional win last week, snapping Geneseo's 26-game winning streak in the SUNYAC championship. He's hoping for that emotion from that game to transfer over to here. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, JJ. And he mentioned that game, beating Geneseo. They beat them 58-57. Geneseo was 16th then. Now they're 20th. Number 1 team in the East region. And this is a team that has really found something. And if you're thinking, you look on paper, Bowdoin seems like the superior team, but you can't really put anything past this New Paltz Hawks team.
Yeah, although they're pretty short-handed when it comes to depth. They only play a 12-player rotation, but that shouldn't hurt them. They have a couple of electric players like Kit Small. She's averaging about 13 points per game, leads the team in rebounds and assists per game. She's 5th in the SUNYAC in points per game, and she's scored over 1,300 points in her career. A great player, and definitely one to watch today against this Bowdoin defense.
Starters for the New Paltz Hawks: Sandy Harris, Kit Small, Courtney Irby, Lindsay Becky, and Paige Niemeyer. For Bowdoin, they have Kate Kerrigan, Lauren Petit, Marley Curl, Lydia Caputi, and Emily Campbell. And the New Paltz Hawks are going to be going from left to right across your radio dial, rocking the blue jerseys with orange trim, and Bowdoin wearing the all-white and black trim jerseys. And it's going to be won by New Paltz. It will be Kit Smalls bring it up. And here's Becky, who has it at the wing, hands it off to Harris. Niemeyer dribbles to her left. Up top, Harris again. Drives right. Dribbles back out. Niemeyer down low. And it's going to be mishandled by Irby. And it looks like Harris, who recovered it, was out of bounds. It's going to be Bowdoin ball.
And it was a good job by the Bowdoin defense there, keeping them outside and on perimeter, not really letting them get inside. Good chance at the end there by Harris, but she could not get past the defense and stepped out of bounds.
And into the corner is Curl. Down low to Kerrigan, goes up, misses everything. It's going to be rebounded by, looks like Campbell, who goes up. She's going to get fouled. Or no, they're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow is going to go Bowdoin's way, as New Paltz won the tip. So still scoreless, 9:22 remaining here in the first quarter from Ben Light Gymnasium. Winner of this game plays the winner of the Ithaca RIT game. That's following this one at 7. That can be heard on WICB. And at the elbow, off the back rim, and it's going to be rebounded by Niemeyer. She'll bring it up herself. That was Lydia Caputi with the miss there.
We saw that possession offensive rebound by Emily Campbell. She stands at 6 feet tall, and you can tell she just towers over the other players on the court.
And looked like Small had her pocket pick there, but Kerrigan couldn't stay in bounds, as it's going to stay New Paltz ball. Small down low to Irby, off the glass, too strong. It's going to be rebounded by Curl. She pushes the tempo. Down low to Kerrigan, into the corner. And here's Curl again. She drives. Up top to Campbell. Curl drives baseline. She loses it. It's going to deflect off of Irby. Stay Bowdoin ball.
They really tried to rush on New Paltz there, try to get them all there off balance. And already, Bowdoin bringing in the sub. That 16-player roster already coming into play here.
Allie Silfen, the 6-foot senior, coming in. And here's Caputi over to Curl. Down low to Silfen, in the post, off the glass. No good. It's going to be Small with the rebound. Small crosses the logo, guarded by Kerrigan. That's going to be the matchup of the day. She drives left, stops her dribble up top. And it's Becky, the sophomore stud. Cross court to Niemeyer, dribbles to her right. Becky again, looking for their shot. Shot clock winding down. Irby down low, off the glass, and the first 2 points of the game go to New Paltz. 8-10 left, 2-0 lead for the Hawks.
Beautiful low post move by Courtney Irby there. Just turns left and got the easy lane to the basket.
And here's Caputi. Silfen at the high elbow. And they're going to call a travel on Silfen. Too many steps there. And another turnover forced by New Paltz. They are first in the SUNYAC Conference in forcing turnovers.
Yep, forcing 21 per game. That's a +6 margin. And it looks like the Bowdoin player took a little too many steps there, tried to get her pivot foot going, lifted up accidentally, and got the travel call.
And down low, Irby in the post. They keep going to her early on. Small into the corner. Harris drives, baseline jumper, misses everything. It's going to be Irby with the offensive rebound. Goes up, and that one skirmishes in.
Yeah, Courtney Irby really feeling it from inside. She's kind of tailed off in this year after a great year last year, but early on, she's looking great down low.
And here's Caputi over to Silfen. Curl at the far wing. She shoots it. Brick. It's going to be rebounded Niemeyer. Ball going the other way. Niemeyer thinks about driving, pulls up, hands it off to Harris. Harris, cross court, and it's going to be an errant pass there. That was Becky, who was trying to find Small, but it was no good. Coming into the game now for Bowdoin is Abigail Kelly.
Replacing Courtney Irby. Interesting move.
And we also have Morgan Rossler into the game for New Paltz.
There's a huge pick and roll set on that last possession by Kit Small, knocking down Lauren Petit from Bowdoin. No foul called, and unfortunately, Kit Small lost possession after that.
Silfen goes up, too hard off the glass, rebounded Small, and they're going to call a jump ball. Good effort there by Abigail Kelly to force that one.
Could say that was a quick whistle there. Kit Small ripped it away, but still the jump ball was called.
4-0 New Paltz leads. 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the first quarter from Ben Light Gymnasium. Round 1 of the NCAA Division III tournament. Here's Small over to Harris. Harris back over to Small. They're putting the trap on, and it's a 10-second violation. They could not get it cross court within the allotted 10 seconds, and it's going to be a turnover.
You don't see that called very often. 10 seconds is plenty of time to get it past half court, but a cross-court pass that ended up with Kit Small behind half court ended up the whistle being blown.
Kelly pulls up from three. She nails it. It's now a one-point game. And here's Becky. Guarded by Curl. They're putting the pressure on again. Over to Small. They'll get it cross-court in time, though. Small drives off the glass and in. 6-3, 6:08 remaining. New Paltz has the lead.
That's the downside to a full-court press. They had no defenders back. Pretty much two players covering three people. You can't really do that. Kit Small drives right in, finds the open lane.
And here's Kerrigan. She's been quiet. Out over to Choate for three. And that one almost trickles in, but no good. In and out. It's going to be Rossler with the rebound. Becky's going to bring it up as she crosses midcourt.
Yep, gravity not on Taylor Choate's side there. A couple weird bounces and it fell out.
Few subs on each team waiting to come into this one. Becky stops her dribble, and they're going to put the pressure on. She passes to Niemeyer, and she pulls up from inside the arc, and that's going to be a deep two. 8-3 early on.
And Bowdoin can't get it going on offense while New Paltz kind of has the hot hand early on. Interesting stuff early on in this game.
And across court, here's Curl at the near wing. Thinking about what to do. She's going to drive, kicks it out to Choate. Choate drives, pulls up at the elbow, and that one's going to trickle in.
Thought about the three, faked her shot, and drove right in and got the nice floater from the foul line.
Fast-paced game early on here from Ben Light Gymnasium as Harris crosses the logo. She dribbles to her right at the near wing. Picks up there by Rossler. She stops her dribble. Niemeyer at the near wing. Down low to Rossler. She's double teamed. And the third jump ball of the day. Possession arrow going Bowdoin's way. And a few substitutions. Maddie Hassan, Sydney Hancock, and captain Rachel Norton in for SUNY. Or for Bowdoin, rather.
Maddie Van Pelt and Marion Dietz in for the SUNY New Paltz Hawks.
And we're going to take a quick 30-second break. When we come back. We'll have the remainder of this first quarter. 8-5, New Paltz leads Bowdoin right here from Van Light Gymnasium. This is NCAA Division III basketball on bicradio.org and the Bombers Radio Net. And welcome back to Ben Light Gymnasium. New Paltz Hawks have the lead over Bowdoin, 8-5. We're in the first quarter, 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining. Danny Doherty alongside me. I'm Alex Lebowitz. J.J. Klein on the sidelines. As it's going to be Sydney Hancock bringing it up for Bowdoin. Here's Abigail Kelly. Cross court to Norton. Dribbles to her right. Baseline. And that one's going to be too strong. A fight for the ball and a fourth jump ball. Possession arrow, New Paltz.
A lot of hustle shown in this game with all those jump balls called. And Rachel Norton has a brace on her knee, but no problems there. Drives inside with no issues.
And
Ball foul.
There's a foul. That one looks like it's going to be on Becky. Lindsay Becky averaged 17 points over her last 4 games. Foul right there. 8-5, 4:26 remaining here in the first. And the referee's trying to talk things over.
Don't see that call that often. It was the player looking for the inbound pass getting called for a foul, pushing off a little too hard on Taylor Choate.
Both teams force a lot of turnovers, each of them number one in their respective conferences in that category. It's going to be Norton inbounding it. Down low, out to Choate. She drives left, off the glass. Not enough on it. And she's going to get fouled, tripped to the line for 2.
Choate's been a great spark off the bench for the Bowdoin team so far. Had that open 3 before and a couple of driving shots. And now she gets to the line here.
And the first one is in. 8-6. 4:22 remaining. New Paltz has the lead. Choate from Nashua, New Hampshire. 3-time first-team All-State high school selection in New Hampshire as she hits the second, now a 1-point game. And Sandy Harris coming in for Maddie Van Pelt.
Taylor Choate was also named Miss New Hampshire for basketball. Skills were great up there.
She dominated at Nashua North as it's Dietz over to Becky. Small not on the floor right now. Becky, far wing. Gets it out to Dietz. She drives right. Tries to go up. Clean block by Cho. It's going to stay New Paltz ball. A lot of similarities between really Bowdoin and Ithaca if you look at how they play their starting lineups and where their skill sets are.
Definitely. A lot of depth on each side, and it's a matchup that definitely could happen in the second round tomorrow if Ithaca gets past RIT and Bowdoin gets past New Paltz tonight.
Rossler can't hit it. Other end of the floor, Hancock drives down low, and it's going to be Hassan off the glass and in. Bowdoin takes the lead for the first time today, up 9-8, 3:40 remaining here in the first.
Bowdoin defense putting a lot more pressure inside on New Paltz and forcing more turnovers after New Paltz got off to a hot start.
And here's Harris at the far wing, guarded by Choate. She drives baseline, goes up, not enough on it there. It's going to be rebounded and put back in. That was Rossler with the offensive board. And here's Hancock over to Choate, far wing. Up top to Norton. Norton drives left, down low. It's Hassan, mid-ranger. No good, but offensive rebound by Kelly. It's going to be stolen by Becky. She pushes the tempo, pulls up at the far elbow. That one's no good. That's rebounded by Hassan. Other way we go. And here's Kelly in the corner for three. Rebounded Niemeyer. And it's going to be Harris who brings it up.
Very physical game. A lot of players falling down. Abigail Kelly was slow to get up before, and she missed the three right there.
And clean block there by Norton. And what a play by Marion Dietz as she kept fighting and gets that one to go. 3-point lead for New Paltz, up 12-9 with 2:20 remaining here in the first.
And more bodies hitting the floor there. Both the New Paltz player and Bowdoin both fall into the court after that shot was made.
And here's Hassan, hands it off to Hancock. Hancock drives right, kicks it out to Norton, and they're going to call a charge. That charge was drawn by Dietz, doing it on both ends of the floor.
Looking like a football game out here.
Very physical as we have some mass substitutions. We have Marley Curl, Lydia Caputi, and we also have Kate Kerrigan checking back in for the Polar Bears. Taylor Howell in for the first time.
Kit Small and Courtney Irby also back in the game for the Hawks.
And here's Dietz. Stops her dribble. They need to hurry up. They got 4 seconds across midcourt, and they do. Dietz, far wing, over to Ware back to Dietz. Trying to let the plays develop, and there's going to be a foul on the floor. It's going to be called on Bowdoin, and that's on Kerrigan. Looks like her first foul of the day.
Kerrigan was named the All-NESCAC Defensive Player of the Year the last 2 years. This year she got to the All-Conference team.
NESCAC, one of the better conferences in the country, so that's saying a lot. As it's like Ware cannot hit there. It's going to be rebounded by Bowdoin. Up top, here's Caputi. She drives off the glass and in. Very back and forth here from Ben Light Gymnasium. New Paltz Hawks have the lead 12-11 over the Bowdoin Polar Bears. And here's Becky, deep three, no good. Now it's going to be rebounded by Curl. Curl pushing the pace. Stops her dribble, and they're going to call a foul on the floor. Looks like that one is on Small.
Got a great game of basketball so far, and definitely what you'd expect from the first round of an NCAA tournament.
One team has had a great season all year. Another team in New Paltz started off shaky. The turning point of their season was really when they lost to Ithaca 78 to 50 back on January 20th. After that game, they went on to win 9 straight and have won 13 of the last 14 games. As that one's rejected. Looks like it was Van Pelt with the rejection as she takes it the other way. And now a travel. So turnover on both ends.
Picked up her pivot foot, tried to spin around and accidentally traveled. They had momentum there, and tough to lose a turnover like that.
And it's going to be Curl bringing it up. The unofficial point guard of this team leads the Bowdoin Polar Bears in assists per game. Kerrigan drives left, pulls up, and it's going to be cut off, but Caputi gets it into the corner for Curl, That one's in and out. It's going to be Niemeyer, or Van Pelt rather, with the rebound. Cross court to Howell.
A couple of tough bounces today for Bowdoin. That one bouncing a couple times on the rim and falling out.
Dietz driving right, and she's going to get fouled. Looks like it was Curl there who's going to be called for the foul. It's going to stay New Paltz ball.
Bowdoin foul on number 15, Marty Curl. Her first, team third.
And it's Howell inbounding it. Here's Dietz. Dietz wasting the shot clock. 20 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. 12-11 lead for the New Paltz Hawks. They're trying to add to it. Clock ticking down. 10 seconds left. Dietz over to Howell. Down low to Irby. Goes up with the left. Front rims it. And on the other end, here's Caputi from half court. No good. Off the backboard. And it's going to remain 12-11. New Paltz leads it at the conclusion of this first quarter. Again, the winner of this game advances to round 2 of the NCAA tournament. Tomorrow it will be hosted here at Ben Light Gymnasium. Again, they'll play the winner of RIT Ithaca. And when we come back, we'll have the second quarter. Again, 12-11. New Paltz leads it. You're listening to Division III NCAA tournament right here on VICradio.org and the Bombers Radio Network. And welcome back to Ben Light Gymnasium. New Paltz Hawks playing Bowdoin Polar Bears in the first round of the Division III NCAA tournament. New Paltz has a 12-11 lead as we just kick off the second quarter. Not a good start for New Paltz as it hits off the hands of Small. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be Bowdoin ball.
Bowdoin and New Paltz have never played each other ever in history. That's a shame because this has been a great game so far.
And here's Curl down low. And it's going to be a jump ball. What is this, the fifth one of the game?
It feels like it. Everyone's falling on the floor, grabbing the loose ball. Crazy stuff so far.
And it's going to be Bowdoin ball, possession now their way. And here's Caputi. Back to Kerrigan. She drives left into the corner for Petit. That one's in and out. The offensive rebound, Kerrigan. Up top to Curl over to Petit. She tries again. No good.
Just an unfriendly rim for Bowdoin so far. They've been bouncing the threes off that rim and not getting the ball to fall their way.
And here's Dietz. Over to Becky. Far wing. New Paltz going from left to right across your radio dial, wearing blue jerseys with orange trim. Here's Dietz over to Niemeyer. Cross court to Dietz. She's going to drive baseline, goes up, and there's going to be a charge called on Dietz. So another turnover. Low scoring game, 12-11. Here a minute into the second quarter. And a couple substitutions. It's going to be Sandy Harris and Morgan Rossler in for Miriam Dietz and Courtney Irby. And here is Curl over to Petit. Kerrigan, far wing. Into the corner for Curl. Open three, and they just cannot hit anything right now. It's going to be rebounded New Paltz. Here's Harris. Stops her dribble at the far wing. She's guarded by Kerrigan. Up top to Niemeyer. Over to Small at the near wing. And here's Rossler. Becky, pump fakes. Thinks about driving right, pulls up. Dribbles to her right at the near wing now. Down low. And it's Rossler who goes up at the elbow. Too strong off the glass. It's going to be rebounded by Cordelia Stewart.
Cordelia Stewart stands at 6'2".
And Kerrigan goes up, and basket will not be good. It's going to be a charge.
It's really rare to see a basketball game this physical. Every other possession, it's an offensive foul, charging, blocking fouls. Everyone's just banging into each other.
Craziest thing, Bowdoin is number one in the NESCAC, conference in points per game. New Paltz is number 2 in their conference in points per game. 12-11, 2 minutes into the second quarter. I think we'd assume that it'd be a little bit higher scoring than this. And here's Becky, goes up, In and out. It's going to be rebounded, though, by Rossler. She puts it back up and in. 14-11. First 2 points here in the second quarter.
And they do say defense wins championships, and that's what you've seen today. It's tournament time.
Down low. Here's Silfen. She gets triple covered to Petit. Wide open. And that one goes in 14-13. Here's Becky over to Harris. Harris at the near wing. Kerrigan, a very good defender. Down low, here's Rossler. And that's going to be a travel. Picked up her pivot foot, another turnover.
It looks like she got bumped a little by Allie Silfen and tried to regain her steps, but did not put the ball on the ground. Gets called for a travel.
And cross court, Petit in the corner. Over to Hancock, she drives. Out to Kelly for three, too short. Takes a good hop, though, and it's going to be Choate on the recovery.
New Paltz bench was begging for a charging call there. Came barreling through, and no foul was called.
Choate drives, wide open layup, but too strong off the glass. It's going to be Harris with the rebound. Right now, Bowdoin shooting 23.8% from the field, rather 22.7%, and New Paltz just south of 37%.
They're shooting below 25%, not really going to do any favors in the NCAA tournament.
Small with a good post move as she puts that one up and in. 16-13, 6:25 remaining here in the second quarter. Here's Hancock at the near wing. Over to Petit. Choate has it. That's going to be stolen. Sandy Harris on the fast break. She goes up, she'll get fouled, and the shot does not go in, but she'll get a trip to the line for two.
Looks like Choate lost her handle on a pass and tried to re-pick it up, but didn't want to get called for a double dribble, so then she just let the ball get stolen. It was just foul shots for New Paltz.
Both coaches letting their teams play. Not a lot coming from each sideline. Just two tough teams battling it out. As that one falls.
It's unique quality for games here at Ben Light Gymnasium. You usually get Dan Raymond yelling no matter what the score is.
He's one of the more emotional coaches in the Empire 8 Conference, that's for sure.
That's an understatement.
Harris cannot hit the second, but it's going to be rebounded by Rossler. And that's going to reset the shot clock. Here's Becky up top. Becky near wing, dribbling to her right, now to her left. Up top to Rossler, down low, Small. Small trying to stay in bounds, she does. Becky, wing three, back rims it. And a hustle play by Small to knock it off of Hannah Graham. And it's going to stay New Paltz ball. 17-13, New Paltz has the lead. On paper, Bowdoin was the favorites. But New Paltz playing a tough game.
Kid Small definitely the leader of this team. You see plays like that, hustle plays where she goes and gets the ball, it's going out of bounds and throws it off the Bowdoin defender.
That one too strong off the glass by Small. Rebounded by Kelly. Kelly over to Choate in the corner. Choate drives, loses the handle, and it's going to be stolen by Small. Small cross court to Becky, guarded by Choate. Dribbling to her right. And here is Niemeyer. Inside the arc, pulls up. The jumper's no good. Offensive rebound, Small, as she drives from her left. That one's too strong as well, but another offensive rebound. That one by Marion Dietz. But there's going to be a foul called. That one drawn by Rossler, and it looks like it's going to be on Hancock.
Sydney Hancock, 5'5", down low. Definitely doesn't have the size to be trying to pick up offensive boards, or defensive boards, rather.
And Hancock now going to the bench. Marley Curl, one of the captains on this team, now into the game. And here's Niemeyer up top. Cross court to Becky. Corner three. That one hits on the top of the backboard, way off. It's going to be rebounded by Hassan. And here's Curl over to Choate. She's at the top of the arc. Choate dribbling to her left, does not use the screen. Quick first step, too hard off the glass. And she's had a lot of open looks. She's just not knocking them down.
She came in looking pretty good, and now she's missed 2 straight layups.
And Niemeyer with the travel, another turnover. It's going to be Bowdoin ball. 17-13, New Paltz leads. Right here from Ben Light Gymnasium. We have another media timeout, so we'll take a quick break. We come back, we'll have the remainder of the second quarter right here on vicradio.org and the Bombers Radio Network. And welcome back to Ben Light Gymnasium. I'm Alex Lebowitz. Danny Doherty to the left of me. J.J. Klein on the sidelines. And let's send it down to J.J. Klein for a hit before we head to halftime. J.J.?
Guys, I was just outside the New Paltz bench, and Coach Seward said that they need to spread the ball out on offense more. They're a little bit too compact, and if they can spread out the Polar Bears defense, they'll do a better job of working the ball around. Back to you.
Thanks, J.J. And ball movement has not been the best for either side, as we now have Kelly, who tries to hand it off to Curl, but it's going to be stolen by Niemeyer. Niemeyer passes it out to Dietz, almost loses control, but regains possession. Picks up her dribble. And she's guarded. It was Hannah Graham there, trying to pick her pocket. That one deflects out of bounds, stays New Paltz ball.
We can definitely see the issues with New Paltz's ball movement. 14 points in the paint out of 17 points. They're trying to force it into one place.
And Small cannot handle the inbound pass. That one goes out of bounds. Bowdoin ball. SUNY New Paltz up 17-13 over the Bowdoin Polar Bears. 4 minutes remaining here in the first half. And here's Sam Roy out to Kelly. Kelly at the top of the arc, down low. And it's Hassan cross court, but that one deflects off of a New Paltz defender. And it's going to be Howell who regains possession. Ball going the other way. Here's Rossler over to Small. Small at the near wing. Up top to Niemeyer. Down low, Rossler goes up with the right. Misses right. And it's going to be rebounded by Abigail Kelly. She's going to pass it over to Curl. Back to Kelly, near wing. Now at the top of the arc. Hands it off to Graham. Graham stops her dribble. Down low to Hassan, off the glass and in. Now a 2-point game. 17-15, New Paltz leads. Here's Small. Over to Howell. Rossler, far wing. Bad pass is going to be stolen by Roy. The one-on-one. Too strong off the glass, but she's going to get a trip to the line for 2. And an opportunity to tie the game for the Polar Bears.
Taylor Howell called for the foul there. Ripped the arm down.
Her first, team second.
Both Ithaca College and RIT, both teams looking on to this one. As the first one falls.
And you can see why New Paltz caused that upset against Geneseo. They have those qualities of a team that's going to cause upsets. Very scrappy. They're ball hawks on defense, and they play a very physical game on the offensive end. Tough team to stop. And Bowdoin underperforming. New Paltz is going to take advantage of that.
They're also a big team. Yeah. 6 players over 5'10". Yep. At least 5'10".
And 3 6-footers.
Yeah. Sam Roy trying to tie this one. She does. 17 all. Here from Ben Light Gymnasium. 3 minutes remaining here in the first half. Becky over to Small. Cross court, Niemeyer. Here's Howell in the corner. Small down low to Irby. She gets swatted, but Niemeyer's right there to put it back in. And New Paltz, just like that, retakes the lead.
That looked like a calculated pass from Courtney Irby. I'm not sure if that was blocked.
Great placement there by Niemeyer. And here's Roy, far wing. Over to Kelly. Kelly takes the screen, top of the arc, 3, nets it. Bowdoin now has the lead, 20-19, 2 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here in the first half. Cross court, Becky crosses midcourt. Guarded by Roy. Dribbles to her left, into the corner, pulls up inside the arc. And now New Paltz retakes the lead. Very back and forth here from Ben Light Gymnasium. Marley Curl. Top of the arc, guarded by Small. Small tries to steal it to no avail. Down low, that one's up and in. Cordelia Stewart. 22-21. Bowdoin leads. Becky Over to Howell. Howell guarded by Roy at the far wing. Howell up top to Small, down low, Irby into the corner, Becky for three, and she hits it. 24-22, and Bowdoin will now call a timeout.
Beautiful, beautiful stuff from the New Paltz Hawks, and it's great to see a back-and-forth game here on Ben Light Gymnasium because usually Ithaca Bombers dominate here. They haven't lost here since last February, so we don't get to call many close games here at Ithaca College, and now we get a beautiful one here in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
And New Paltz 24-22, and this really has a playoff game feel from Ben Light Gymnasium. Lindsay Becky, second on the team in points per game and assists per game. Besides Kit Small, she's the go-to player. Also named to the second team all-conference this season, only as a sophomore. If you look at someone like Kit Small, she's probably arguably the best player in New Paltz women's basketball history. Number one in points scored in her career. You could argue that Lindsay Becky is going to be the successor. It's her team after Small graduates, which will be this May.
Yeah, definitely leaving the team in good hands with Lindsay Becky. Second on the team in three-point percentage. Just saw her hit one there. And it was just by like a little couple of decimal points that she's second on the team there. So, great shooter.
Has hit the most on the season with 50.
Yep.
So, shoots it the most. And here's Kelly, top of the arc. She takes the three. That one's front rims. It's going to be rebounded by Small. Small guarded by Roy. She gets across half court at the near wing. She dribbles through her left, drives, goes up, a floater. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Stewart. Stewart out to Roy. Roy at the near wing. Bowdoin trying to set things up. Here's Kelly. Kelly out to Petit for three. Rebounded Becky. She's going to push it. Now they're going to slow it down. 30 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Bowdoin keeps looking for that three ball, and they're 2 for 12, or 2 for 13 rather, after that last shot during this game. Not really successful game planning.
Here's Small, top of the arc. Down low to Niemeyer. Too much on the pass, but Irby's right there off the glass. Too strong. Irby gets another offensive board. Off the glass and in, and she gets the foul.
Tons of momentum going New Paltz's way. Courtney Irby throws up a shot, gets her own rebound, and gets a foul called. There we go. Foul shot here for the three-point play.
And now the 6-foot senior, Emily Campbell, coming in, trying to get some rebounders in. 13 seconds remaining, 12.8 to be exact. Irby trying to make it a 5-point lead for New Paltz. They are currently up 26-22. Irby hits it. Now a 5-point game. So time left for one shot. Inbound to Curl. Gets past Howell. Over to Kelly. 5 seconds left. Curl out to Petit, cross court. For three, no good. So score at the half. New Paltz up 27-22. And this really isn't what we expected coming in, a 27-22 game with two high-power offenses.
Absolutely, and Coach Jamie Stewart of New Paltz, they're not looking at this game like just any other game. They're not treating Bowdoin like any other team. They know how good Bowdoin is. Stewart admitted that Bowdoin is far and away the best team they played all year, and they're playing up to their standard. They're playing a great game of basketball so far, putting a lot of pressure in the paint, a lot of pressure on defense, forcing bad shots from Bowdoin. This is just excellent ball playing by the New Paltz Hawks.
Again, 27-22, two very well-coached teams, so you're going to want to stick around for the second half, see what adjustments they make. Looks like this one's going to come down to the final minutes.
Absolutely.
So stay with us. We have the halftime report coming up right here on vicradio.org and the Bombers Radio Network. Welcome back to Ben Light Gymnasium. Just under a minute to go until we start the second half. It's New Paltz versus Bowdoin. New Paltz has the lead 27-22. This is round one of the Division III Women's NCAA tournament. And this one's shaping up to be a good one. Two teams that are playing very physical and playing very hard here in the first round.
Yep, Bowdoin's a team with experience. They've since 2000, they've made the tournament 16 times. That means only once they've missed the tournament, while New Paltz, they've only made the tournament 3 times, and it's New Paltz that's playing like they've been here before so far. They've played an excellent game of basketball, and Bowdoin just hasn't found their rhythm yet. They haven't been making the shots fall, and that's led to this 5-point lead for New Paltz.
Bowdoin coming off of a loss. They lost to Tufts in the conference semifinals, the NESCAC semifinals. They lost that one by 5 points, and now they're trying to bounce back and keep their season alive. New Paltz will be going from right to left across your radio dial. Blue jerseys with orange trim on the side. Bowdoin in the white jerseys with black trim.
Losing to Tufts, certainly excusable. They're 4th in the nation in women's basketball.
And the number 1 team in that conference, Amherst, 27-0. They're the number 1 team in the nation. Both teams, Tufts and Amherst, are hosting their own region. And they're Small up top, guarded by Kerrigan. Small dribbles left, off the glass, too strong. It's going to be rebounded by Campbell. Campbell out to Curl, and she'll bring it up. Crosses the logo, guarded by Small. Here's Caputi. Caputi over to Petit. Curl down low to Caputi, but that one's going to be stolen by Irby. Irby over to Becky, cross court, and it's going to be deflected out of bounds. Good hustle play there by Lauren Petit.
New Paltz has to change the name to New Paltz Ballhawks with how many turnovers they're forcing this game.
Playing a very good game defensively, as they have all season long, as that one's going to be passed up top to Niemeyer. Niemeyer looking for Becky. She finds her, rather. And there's going to be a 3-second violation. That one's going to be called on Irby. And it will be Bowdoin ball, 27-22, 50 seconds into this second half.
One of the differences between these two teams, New Paltz does not run a full court press while Bowdoin does, and they've caused issues for New Paltz, trying to get the ball at court, forcing 1 10-second violation so far.
And here's Petit. Over to Caputi. Up top, Campbell. Here's Curl, dribbling to her left. Drives right at the free throw line, into the corner. And there's going to be another 3-second violation. They had Lydia Capote in the corner, but it's going to be another turnover. New Paltz ball. And 1:15 into this third quarter, no one has scored. Here's Harris, far wing. Guarded by Petit, pick set by Irby, dribbling to her left. Here's Becky at the top of the arc. Now at the near wing. Shot clock winding down. Becky drives off the glass. That's going to go over the backboard. Too strong, and it will be Bowdoin ball.
Tried to go off the glass, but shot it over.
Missed her target just by a little bit.
Yep.
And it will be Marley Curl. Rather. She's at the far wing, guarded by Small. Here's Kerrigan now, top of the arc. Driving left, stops at the free throw line. Curl baseline. Up top to Small for 3, and she hits it. Now a 2-point game, first 3 points, 2 minutes into the third quarter. New Paltz has a 27-25 lead over Bowdoin.
Kate Kerrigan shooting 40% from the 3-point arc this season. Those are great numbers.
Down low, Irby. Dribbles to her left, goes up, and there's going to be a foul on the floor. And it's going to be called on Small, or rather Kerrigan. And that's going to be her second foul of the day, as Taylor Choate's going to check in. She's coming in for Lauren Petit.
Entering the game for the Polar Bears, number 4, Taylor Choate.
Here's Niemeyer in the far corner. Tries to force a pass to Harris. That one's going to be deflected out of bounds by Choate. It's going to stay New Paltz ball.
Choate making her presence known immediately, getting in the lane.
In the game for the Polar Bears, number 22, Abigail Kelly. In the game for the Hawks.
And Marion Dietz now coming in for New Paltz. Abigail Kelly into the game for Bowdoin. Here's Small, cross court Becky at the near wing. Irby down low trying to get position. Niemeyer up top, and that's going to be stolen. It's Lydia Caputi on the run. Off the glass and in. Fast break score to tie the game. So 27-all, 7:15 remaining here in the third quarter. Becky, far wing. Dribbling to her left, pulls up at the free throw line. The rainbow shot misses everything. Irby with the offensive rebound at the low block. And
Becky went down, yeah.
Becky went down, and now she's going to reset. Shot clock winding down. 5 seconds remaining. Becky dribbling to her left. Irby in the corner for three. Front rims it. It's going to be rebounded by Campbell. And Bowdoin going the other way. Here's Curl. Over to Kelly. Caputi, top of the arc. Hands it off to Curl. Curl driving left. Goes up with the underhand, and that one goes in somehow. 29-27. Bowdoin takes the lead. And they've scored 7 to New Paltz's nothing here in the third quarter. 6:20 remaining.
They're coming out looking like a different team. A lot more energy driving into the paint.
Corner three, no good. Marianne Dietz with the miss. It's going to be Emily Campbell who gets the board. And here's Curl crossing the logo. And here's Choate inside the arc. That one's in and out. And it's going to deflect off of her as she tries to get her own board. Go out of bounds. New Paltz ball. Now into the game for Bowdoin. Ali Silfen. And Sydney Hancock. And Maddie Hassan, the freshman. And here's Small. Cross court to Becky. They're putting the press on. They got 3 seconds to get across half court. That's going to be stolen. Kelly tries to go up, and she's going to get fouled. So Becky with the turnover as the 10-second violation was about to come to effect. And now it's going to be Abigail Kelly at the line shooting two. 78.4% from the free throw line. So she's been very reliable from the charity stripe this season.
Looks like New Paltz are just picking up their dribbles way too quickly when they're getting forced by the full court press, and it's just leading to those turnovers like that. Becky thought she shouldn't have been called for a foul. Nonetheless, there's a foul shot that goes in, and it's the second one.
Now a 4-point lead for Bowdoin, the largest lead they have had today. And here's Small. Again, the trap. They break it. And here's Dietz down low to Rossler. Off the glass and in, and there's some good ball movement by the Hawks.
As I mentioned before, the full court press will lead to that sometimes. It was a 3-on-1 opportunity for the New Paltz Hawks, and they took advantage with the easy layup.
Sydney Hancock too strong off the glass. It's going to be Niemeyer with the rebound. Becky at the near wing. Come the other way. New Paltz trying to set something up. And here's Small. Driving left into the corner. Niemeyer for three. And she hits it. New Paltz retakes the lead. Now 32-31. 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
Tons of momentum swings in this game. It's just been really fun to watch. There's a three-pointer from New Paltz to take the lead again.
Down low. Off the glass and in for Silfen. So Bowdoin retakes the lead. 33-32. Becky, far wing. Dribbling to her left, hands it off. It's Dietz now handing off to Niemeyer. She stops her dribble. Tries to find Small, but Choate's right there. On the fast break. Goes off the glass. No good. And now that one's going to be called out of bounds. Looks like Choate was right there, but her foot was on the line. And we are under 5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. So we're going to take a quick break. Right now, Bowdoin has the lead, 33-32. Very back-and-forth game here from Ben Light Gymnasium. You're listening to Division III NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament right here on VICRadio.org and the Bombers Radio Network.
Fans, you can now access the official NCAA.
And it looks like we have some technical difficulties.
Mobile device, tablet, or laptop, free of charge.
So we'll keep it here. 33-32, Bowdoin has the lead. Danny, what's been the difference this half opposed to last half? They came into this half down 27-22, but it had looked like a different team so far, now 5.5 minutes in.
They're starting to attack the paint. They were they were really a three-point shooting team in the first half. They were trying to make that three-pointer fall, and they just couldn't. So now they just come into this second half with a different strategy. Get the ball down low, force the ball inside, and it's been working so far, scoring those 9 straight points to start this half. And the defense as well, they've shut down New Paltz with that full court press. But now New Paltz starting to get some energy back again, starting to make their shots fall. So it's still, what a great game it is. Momentum is just turning back and forth in this game. It's just going to be a fun one for the rest of for the last 15 minutes of this game.
33-32, Bowdoin leads it. Kit Small for New Paltz, 2 points today. She's a leading scorer for this Hawks team, averaging just shy of 13 per game. Bowdoin is keeping her in check. And it's not like the Bowdoin Polar Bears where they rely on multiple players. It's not like someone's there to fill in. She plays a huge role as that pass sails over the head of Morgan Rossler, goes out of bounds, and it's going to be Bowdoin basketball.
It looks like they're going to call for New Paltz ball. The Bowdoin crowd is really angry.
I didn't see it deflect off of anyone. So it is going to be Bowdoin ball. That one just sailed over. That one sailed over the head of Rossler. It seemed like a miscommunication there, but now Hancock has it. And there's a deep three. Front rims it. Rebounded by Van Pelt.
And Bowdoin can't fall back to that three-point shooting strategy because that did not work at all in that first half. They have to go back to the paint where they've been successful in this third quarter.
Down low, Rossler dishes out to Dietz for three, and she hits it.
Broken play, she mishandled the pass, but then picked it up and shot a quick one. Got a nice three-pointer there.
Hancock crosses the logo. Silfen up top to choke. Drives left, loses a handle. That one's going to deflect off a small stay Bowdoin ball. And she's had a lot of trouble today converting on those open layups, and she's had a few turnovers. Choke usually someone who can drive the lane rather, as she's going to go to the bench.
And it was Kit Small causing that turnover, and she hasn't been the best scorer today, but she contributed to this team in plenty of different ways. That upset against Geneseo, she only scored 4 points in that one, so it's not like she needs to score to be a contributing factor to the New Paltz Hawks.
Norton now into the game, down low to Silfen. Gets blocked, and it's going to be recovered by Irby. Irby stops her dribble and hands it off to Small, and she'll bring it up for the Hawks. Small dribbling to her left at the near elbow, pulls up with the floater, and they double their lead now 37-33 with 3:10 remaining here in the third quarter. The Hawks have the lead. Here's Curl. Over to Kerrigan, dribbling to her left. She drives off the glass, too strong. Rossler almost has it, but it's going to be pulled away by Norton. Out to Curl for three, back rims it, rebounded Rossler. And now she will keep possession. And here's Dietz bringing it up. Far wing. Up top. Becky. Here's Small. At the near elbow for Irby. She drives right. And there's going to be a foul on the ground. That one's going to be called. Looks like that one's on Silfen. That's her first foul. As Emily Campbell and Lydia Caputi are coming in for Silfen and Petit. Rossler into the corner for Irby. Pump fakes. Stops her dribble. At the feet of Rossler. Can't handle it. It's going to be Caputi who gets the steal. She stops her dribble, and Bowdoin's going to slow things up. Curl driving to her left. Stops her dribble. Cross court to Kerrigan. Down low to Norton. The captain gets rejected, but they're going to call a foul. That one on Irby.
And if I'm Coach Adrian Chibbles of the Bowdoin Polar Bears, I'm begging my team to stop shooting threes. They're only 3 for 17 in this game, and their best success is coming when they drive inside. It's like watching a small boxer trying to get that knockout blow for the entire 15 minutes. It's just not working for Bowdoin so far. They have to chip away at this lead.
They're being a little bit aggressive, so we'll see if Coach Scheibels, now in her 9th season, will try to change things up. And put more of an emphasis on finding that open shot rather than driving, creating it. Now 37-35. New Paltz leads it into the corner for Rossler. 40-35, the Hawks lead. Now under 2 minutes remaining in the third. And it's Curl. Hands it off to Caputi. Back out to Curl at the near wing. Drives right. And there's going to be a foul call. And that one is on Irby of New Paltz. And that's her second foul of the day. Fortunately for both clubs, no player really in foul trouble so far. Physical game, but the refs are letting them play. Caputi drives baseline. Corner for Norton. Can't handle it. It's going to be Dietz with the steal. Small now has it going the other way. She crosses the logo. Drives left, goes up off the glass and in. 42-35, 90 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, and the New Paltz Hawks are pumped up.
Coast to coast by Kit Small there. Beautiful play, just dicing through the defense. They bring it over a double team, and she doesn't care. Makes the layup anyway. 7-point lead for the New Paltz Hawks. Could you predict this? End of the third quarter, or near the end of the third quarter, only 90 seconds left, and it's a big 7-point lead for the New Paltz Hawks. Not what we expected coming to this one. Just been a great game for the Hawks so far.
What have the Hawks been doing to stifle Bowdoin on offense so far? They're creating, they're forcing a lot of turnovers and a lot of forced passes. How are they getting that done?
They just have they have those tall players inside. They're making that not really an option for the Bowdoin Polar Bears. They're forcing the shots to go outside where Bowdoin is struggling. So if you're limiting those easy drives for Bowdoin, they're not going to make their shots as easily as they should. And that's really where New Paltz has been successful on defense. And they're also getting into the passing lanes just absolutely amazing. They've been amazing getting to the passing lanes so far this game, forcing plenty of turnovers. The one area that I've seen them struggle is bringing the ball up court. And that's a storyline that you would have to look forward to if they play Ithaca in the next round, if Ithaca gets past RIT and if New Paltz gets past Bowdoin tonight. That New Paltz struggles when they're getting pressured in the full court press. And that's what Ithaca does. That's their bread and butter. So that's really what I would look forward to in a potential second-round matchup.
And it's going to be Curl bringing it up. New Paltz, first-round exit last season, losing to Rowan 93-75. They did win the SUNYAC, beating Geneseo in the championship. Down low, here's Caputi into the corner. And Kerrigan can't handle another turnover. So 42-35. New Paltz has the lead. 1:12 remaining in the third. Here's Becky, guarded by Curl. Becky crosses half court. Not as much pressure coming from Bowdoin's defense. And there's Dietz inside the arc and hits it. Now a 9-point game, biggest lead of the game for New Paltz.
Biggest lead of the game, period.
Period.
Yeah.
Here's Norton, pump fake, stops her dribble. Campbell hands it off to Curl, near wing. Cross court to Norton, off the glass, too strong, but it's going to be, refs are talking it over, and that one goes out of bounds. It looks like Courtney Irby was right there, but her foot was on the line. It's going to remain Polar Bear ball. 31.4 seconds remaining, 44-35, New Paltz leads.
So I mentioned that Bowdoin has to force them inside, that they can't make their layups either. It's just been a tough game all around for the Polar Bears.
Taylor Choate checking into the game for Rachel Norton.
Now with 6 players on the court for the Hawks, and Becky checks out.
Coming in for her is Taylor Howell. So both the Taylors out on the floor. Here's Kelly down low. Silfen off the glass, too strong. Irby with the rebound. Small will bring it up. 20 seconds ticking down here in the third quarter.
Marion Dietz fell to her knees, but still played effective defense there. Did not get back up, but forced a bad shot from Bowdoin.
10 seconds remaining. Pick set by Rossler. Small dribbles to her left. Drives left. Goes up off the glass and in. And the clock's going to wind down. And the end of the third quarter. New Paltz has an 11-point lead, 46-35. over the Bowdoin Polar Bears. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the fourth and final quarter here from Ben Light Gymnasium. This is Division III NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament right here on vicradio.org, the Bombers Radio Network. Welcome back to Ben Light Gymnasium. Alex Lebowitz here alongside Danny Doherty, J.J. Klein on the sidelines as we're just about ready to start the fourth quarter. 46-35, New Paltz leads it as Bowdoin's going to be going from left to right across your radio dial. White jerseys with black trim, and it's going to be Curl bringing it up. She crosses the logo. Dribbling to her left, she takes the screen. Corner to Kerrigan, back out to Curl, drives baseline, pulls up, and hits the mid-range. So here's Marion Dietz over to Small. Less pressure from the Polar Bears. Now 30 seconds in to the third quarter. Small dribbling to her left, stops her dribble, over to Rossler, down low, Irby. Irby stops her dribble, goes up and in.
Courtney Irby for 2.
And here's Curl. Guarded by Small. Pick set. Out to Kelly. Kelly drives into the corner for Kerrigan. Can't get it. And that one's going to be a foul called on Cho. And while we have a moment, let's send it down to the third member of our crew, J.J. Klein. J.J.?
Thanks, guys. I was just by the New Paltz bench. Coach Seward emphasized closing out this game, and they've already extended their lead to 11 since the last break. So it seems like they're hearing it loud and clear. Guys, back up to you.
Thanks, J.J. And the way New Paltz is playing, not a lot of adjustments at this stage in the game that Coach Jamie Seward could make. As Dietz far wing. Dietz stops her dribble. Rossler now has it, top of the arc. At the free throw line for Small. Goes up with the right, front rims it. It's going to be rebounded by Kelly. She pushes it the other way. Out to Kerrigan for three. Can't hit it. Deflected and into the arms of Irby. Dietz is going to bring it up as she crosses the logo. She's at the far wing. Now dribbling to her left. And there's going to be a foul called, looks like. That one's going to be on Maddie Hassan.
Courtney Irby, 9 points and 7 rebounds this game. She has 3 double-doubles this season, and she's might be on her way to a fourth this one if she get 1 more point, 3 more rebounds.
It's going to be Dietz inbounding it to Becky at the far wing, guarded by Hancock. Hands it off to Small. Small takes a screen from Rossler, drives left, goes up, can't hit it. And it's going to be Kerrigan who gets the rebound. A 2-on-1 to Silfen off the glass, and that one's too strong. Rebounded by Dietz, and Small will bring it up as New Paltz goes the other way. Here's Dietz, far wing. 48-37, New Paltz leads it. 7:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Small near wing. Up top to Rossler. Rossler dribbling right, drives right. Spin move, goes up, misses everything. Dietz with the offensive rebound. She's going to get fouled. Trip to the line for 2.
Marion Dietz leads the New Paltz Hawks in free throw percentage, 75% from the line this year.
Bowdoin foul number 21, Allie Silfen.
Marion Dietz, only a freshman, has started 23 out of the 26 games that New Paltz have played this season. So probably the biggest contributor out of that class is that one hits back rim and bounces in. Now a 12-point lead for the Hawks.
And she stopped starting at the final regular season game. She hasn't started since that final regular season game and didn't start against Tufts or their not Tufts, sorry, in the SUNYAC tournament rather.
Against Geneseo and those opponents. And here's Hancock at the near wing. Out to Kerrigan, top of the arc. Almost loses her dribble, regains control. Down low, Hassan, off the glass and in.
Maddie Hassan.
And here's Dietz. She's guarded by Petit. Passes it to Irby, but it's going to be stolen. Hassan with the steal. She goes off the glass, but she'll get fouled. So shots no good. She'll go to the line, 2 shots, 50-39. New Paltz leads it. And Bowdoin's losing a grip as time is not on their side. The first one. Up and in. On the other end of the floor, we talked about Marion Dietz, a top performer for New Paltz. Maddie Hassan is a top performing freshman, rather, for Bowdoin. So 2 freshman counterparts making an impact today.
Maddie Hassan won game this season where she went 10 for 10 from the field and scored 22 points in just 11 minutes. Crazy stats there.
The second one from the line. Front rims it. Rebound to Rossler. Hands it off to Small, and she'll bring it up. Guarded by Choate. Crosses the logo. Over to Rossler. Top of the arc. Stops her dribble, hands it off to Becky. She's guarded by Hancock. Jumping to her left. Now pulls back for a 3. That one does not fall. As what a play by Kelly to save it. Hancock now has it as Bowdoin's on the fast break. Choate down low. And she hits that layup. Now 50-42. New Paltz leads.
You kind of feel momentum swinging back to Bowdoin.
And a foul is going to be called on Hancock of the Polar Bears. And Lydia Caputi is going to check in for sophomore Abigail Kelly. Caputi from Brunswick, Maine, where Bowdoin's located.
She comes from a Bowdoin family. Her brother plays for the football team, and her dad coached that football team.
And Small draws a foul, but it's going to be on the floor. They'll take it under the basket.
Bowdoin foul on number 4, Taylor Choate, her first, team 4.
Here's Dietz, down low, Small. Up top, Becky, she drives, pulls up, mid-range. And they're going to call a foul. That one doesn't go in, but a late call. That one on Petit.
Bowdoin foul on number 10, Lauren Petit, her second, team 5th.
So Becky, 74.5% from the free throw line coming into this game. As she hits the first.
She's on the brink of a milestone, sitting at 99 career rebounds.
The second one. That one's good. Now a 10-point lead. Hancock. Caputi dribbling to her right. Down low to Hassan. That one too strong. It's going to deflect off of Hassan as she tries to get her own rebound, and it's going to be Hawks' ball. And every possession is important for this Polar Bear team, as there's now going to be a timeout called by Coach Shevels. So right now, 10-point lead New Paltz has over Bowdoin. If you're Coach Shevels in that huddle, what are you telling her team?
I mean, no, they're really running out of options, because before the adjustment they should have made was go inside and stop shooting the 3, but now they're not really making layups either. So what do you do? I guess mid-range? I mean, what's left to do if you're Bowdoin? It's just been a tough game from the field for Bowdoin. Their shots aren't falling today. Defense is there. Their full court press is working, but when the shots don't fall, it's just tough to play like that.
Last season, Bowdoin made it to the Sweet 16, losing to Rochester 60-53. They also lost in the NESCAC semifinals to Amherst. Got that at-large bid, which they usually do every single year, including this season. But right now, this is not the matchup that they hope for, really. This isn't the game they hope for.
Yep.
But you look on paper, Bowdoin's obviously the more talented team. But when you look at New Paltz, their size, it's been a huge problem for Bowdoin. And that's really the reason why there is a 10-point deficit for the Polar Bears today.
Their size, their energy, Their shots are falling. They're so aggressive on the defensive side. It's just not a team you want to play in the first round of the tournament when you're a team that's favored like Bowdoin.
And now New Paltz breaks their huddle. They'll come back out. 52-42. Hawks have the lead. 5:53 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Bowdoin did knock out Ithaca 2 years ago from the NCAA tournament.
In Brunswick, at Bowdoin.
Yep, in the second round. So that would be a welcome matchup for them. If they can make a comeback here with just over or just under 6 minutes remaining.
And again, New Paltz lost to Ithaca early this season, 78-50, 18-point deficit. That was a turning point. This is a different team than then, but if Ithaca advances and SUNY New Paltz advances, they're two teams that are familiar with each other.
78-50, that's worse than 18, that's 28.
28. Oh, my apologies. My math not so good. And here's Petit. Near wing. Down low. It's Caputi. Tries to go up, but she's going to get fouled. That one on Niemeyer. And she'll go to the line for two.
New Paltz foul on number 45, Paige Niemeyer. Her first, team second.
First one up and in. Now a 9-point lead. As Smalls, or rather Kerrigan and Curl coming into the game for Hancock and Petit.
Marley Curl.
Caputi hits both. 52-44, New Paltz leads. Becky over to Dietz. They got the advantage into the corner for Rossler. Too strong. Fight for the ball, and they're going to call a foul on Becky. It will be Bowdoin ball.
It's the game you play when you try that full court press. They try a three-player trap in the backcourt, and that leads to an odd man rush for the New Paltz Hawks.
Every possession matters, as we're now 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Choate up top, drives left, kicks it out to Kerrigan. Kerrigan goes up with the right, front rims it, can be rebounded by Small, and a foul called on Kerrigan. And New Paltz is now in the bonus. It is 2 shots off the bat in women's basketball, 1-1 once you get 7 fouls for the men, but she'll get 2 shots. Hits the first.
Entering the game for the Polar Bears, number 22, Abigail Kelly.
Kit Small's only 1 block away from 7th place all time in the New Paltz record books. She has not found one this game, but she has 5 minutes to do it.
And she hits both. Double-digit lead once again. Here's Curl crossing the logo. Dribbling to her right. At the near wing. Up top to Kelly. Kelly drives left. Cross court, it's going to be stolen by Small. Not a great pass there as New Paltz is going the other way. Rossler, near wing, hands it off to Becky. Back to Rossler. Down low, Niemeyer. Into the corner. No good from Dietz. And Curl can't handle it as there's a scrum on the floor. They're going to call a jump ball. Possession arrow. New Paltz way. So they're going to take it under the basket.
Tough call. It looked like it was under the leg of Marley Curl, but they still get called for the jump ball.
And it's going to be Niemeyer who takes the inbound. Over to Becky, far wing. Becky guarded by Curl. Takes a pick from Niemeyer, dribbling to her left. Free throw line to Rossler, down low, Niemeyer, and there's going to be a 3-second violation. Looked like Niemeyer was the one parked in the paint, and it's going to be a turnover.
Saw a couple of those called this game. Got to keep those feet moving.
Here's Curl bringing it up. She's going to get fouled. Niemeyer there. And they're going to take it by the Bowdoin bench. That's her second foul of the day. Team's fourth foul, so one more, and Bowdoin will go to the line with every foul after.
That'll definitely be a welcome change for Bowdoin.
Here's Curl. Down low, and there is that fifth foul. It's going to be Caputi who draws that foul.
New Paltz foul on number 45, Paige Niemeyer, her third, team fifth.
54-44, 4:10 remaining in the fourth. Here from Ben Knight Gymnasium. Bowdoin trailing SUNY New Paltz, as it's going to be Emily Campbell and Kate Kerrigan checking into this one for the Polar Bears. Caputi hits the second, and she goes 2 for 2. And the full court press is on. Dietz gets it across half court. Out to Niemeyer in the corner. Cross court, it's going to be stolen. Not a great pass there. Marley Curl has it. She drives, and she's going to draw the foul. So an 8-point game. She converts on both of these free throws. It'll be a 6-point game.
Yep. And it looks like it doesn't matter if they're missing those layups. They're forcing foul shots. And that's how they chip away at this lead, 1 point at a time.
First one falls. And Irby checking back into the game for Niemeyer.
Entering the game for the Hawks, number 25, Courtney Irby.
And Curl converts on the second. Here's Small. Bringing it up, guarded by Choate. Small dribbling to her right, stops her dribble. Out to Dietz at the far wing. Small at the near wing, dribbling to her right. Shot clock winding down. She drives left, goes off the glass. Or tries to. And she's going to get fouled. Looks like it was
Taylor Choate.
Taylor Choate.
Taylor Choate, her second.
If you call this late in the game like this, Choate had both her hands up and did not really try to force any contact on that play. Kit Small forcing the foul.
Kit Small has really been the go-to player her entire career. She's the MVP of the Hawks as a freshman. Has made an all-conference the following 3 years, her sophomore, junior, and senior year. As she converts on both.
And Kit Small, all 4 years here at New Paltz, never had a scoreless game. Never. All 4 years. That's crazy stuff.
That's an unbelievable stat. And here's Curl, guarded by Small. Kelly, top of the arc, stops her dribble. Out to Caputi. Into the corner. No good from Kelly. Rebounded Dietz. They're going to bring the pressure. Now they're going to ease up.
Can't fall back in the 3 ball. There's still time remaining. 3 minutes left to chip away at this lead. Ooh. Bit of a collision there.
Curl was the one casualty. She falls, but she's back up as Becky has the near wing. And they're wasting away the shot clock. Now at 5 seconds left, she drives left, pulls up, mid-ranger. Can't convert. It's going to be Kerrigan who gets the board. Stops her dribble at the top of the arc. Caputi over to Curl. Takes the pick from Caputi, stops her dribble. Now here's Kelly, down low to Hassan, off the glass, and she was wide open.
Excellent ball movement there from Bowdoin. That's exactly what they need.
And there's going to be a timeout called. Looks like it's going to be called by Bowdoin. 56-50, 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. And this is shaping up to be a good game, and it could come down to this last minute. Bowdoin now creeping back into this one.
Yep, they can't get desperate. We saw them shoot a 3 that last possession, but then they got right back to it, get the ball inside. Great ball movement, find the wide open player inside. That was Hassan scoring the points, forcing that 6-point lead with just over 2 minutes remaining. Bowdoin has to keep forcing those fouls, playing physical, and just 1 point at a time. They're really tightening up on defense, too. That last possession for New Paltz, they really were out of passing options for most of that possession. It was really great defense from the Polar Bears.
They've been clamping down a little bit. Relatively low-scoring game. Both of these teams average 65 for New Paltz and 70, just under 74 for Bowdoin. Both teams scoring well below that mark. 56-50. New Paltz with the lead.
Bowdoin's game against Tufts in that conference final, both teams scored under 50 points, so no strangers to low-scoring games like this.
Could be a scoring drought. Not a good time for Bowdoin. As Small picks up her dribble. And great defense there by Hassan as she deflects it away, but it's going to hit off of Kerrigan, who can't handle the deflection, go out of bounds, and it's going to be New Paltz ball.
This is worth a discussion, though.
But right now, they had the 10-second violation coming up. That's kind of a Hail Mary pass to, I think it was Rossler. She could have handled it, but the ball did cross half court.
And Bowdoin starts clapping. It looks like the call is going to go their way. It could have been either a forward and back or the 10-second violation. There's a lot of options they can call here for the refs.
No possession from New Paltz. They did not have possession of the ball. So if I had to guess, it was the 10-second violation. 6-point game. Bowdoin has possession as they are trailing.
Very untimely turnover for New Paltz.
Curl drives right. Kicks it out to Kerrigan. Over to Kelly for three, and she hits it. Cuts the lead in half.
And if at first you don't succeed, try again. Finally getting a three ball to fall, and it's very, very timely. Cutting the lead in half. 53-56.
Becky at the near wing. And they're taking their time setting this play up. Dribbling to her right. Into the corner for Dietz. Drives baseline. Stops her dribble. And she's going to have it stolen. It's stolen by Kelly, but it's stolen back by Dietz, who goes up. And she will get fouled. So what a turn of events there as Abigail Kelly gets the steal. Dietz is right there. Steals the ball back. Draws the foul, and now she will get a trip to the line for two.
Pretty much a microcosm of this game, or at least the first half of this game, where they were just tossing the lead back and forth. Two steals right back to back. And now free throws for New Paltz.
And she hits the first. 57-53, the Hawks lead. A minute 22 left. The second one is in. 5-point game. And it's Curl who has it, guarded by Small. Big possession here for the Polar Bears. Curl drives, and she's going to get fouled, and she'll go to the line for two.
New Paltz foul number 25, Courtney Irby.
And that's Courtney Irby's fourth foul. One more, and she'll be out of this game. First one cannot fall.
Every free throw matters now, especially with Bowdoin trying to force those free throws.
Second one does. Ricochets in as Becky is guarded by Curl. Becky crosses the logo at the near wing. Curl playing tight defense. Becky trying to dribble out of this pressure.
Really surprised Bowdoin's not fouling here.
10 seconds left on the shot clock. 50 remaining in the game. Becky dribbles to her right at the free throw line for Irby. She drives, goes up with the right, and she hits it. 6-point game. 60-54. New Paltz leads it. 45 seconds left. And Bowdoin calls a timeout.
That was the worst case scenario for the Bowdoin Polar Bears there. You let them kill the shot clock, and then Courtney Irby makes the two and forcing a 6-point game there. That's just a disastrous possession for the Bowdoin Polar Bears. Not sure why they weren't fouling early on. They let New Paltz kill the clock, and every second matters at this point in the game.
They probably figured you make that stop, bring it down to the other end, quick score, maybe then you start fouling. 6-point game. They could get back into this with 2 3-pointers. I doubt they'll try to go for the 3-point shot at this point. Any score would suffice for this Bowdoin team as their season hinges on this last 45 seconds.
And they might look back at that possession as one that turned the tide in this game. That could have been I'm just confused at why they weren't fouling there.
So it will be Lydia Caputi inbounding it to Marley Curl. Guarded by Small. Dribbling to her right. But she almost loses the dribble. A fight to the floor, and there's going to be a foul called. It looks like that one's going to be on Rossler. So 2 more shots at the line for Curl. And 8 seconds into that possession, Bowdoin will take it.
Rarely do you get a foul called on you when you're facing away from the basketball, but that's what happened there for Rossler.
First one trickles in.
Looks like some fans are heckling the refs now after that call.
And the second one trickles in as well. And now another timeout called by Bowdoin. 60-53, 37.3 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. It's going to be New Paltz ball as it's their game to lose right now. Bowdoin's got a foul right out of this possession, right?
They have to. They can't have another possession like the last one happened where they let the 30 seconds run off the clock and then Irby makes the 2-pointer. That's the last thing you want to happen in this scenario. Just foul right on the inbound. Maybe just try to force that 10-second violation again, trust your full court press, or those are your 2 options. If they get past the half-court line, you immediately foul.
The winner of this game plays tomorrow here at Ben Light Gymnasium against the winner of Ithaca RIT. It will be here regardless, and we will broadcast that game regardless of who's in it. That one can be heard right here on bicradio.org. Dan Buick will be on the call with Adam Brooks as his color commentator. Make sure you're tuned into that one. It's going to be great playoff action, round 2. And here's Becky, guarded by Curl. She tries to put the foul on, can't get it, but it's going to get stolen by Curl. And they're going to push it. Here's Kerrigan down low to Kelly, off the glass and in. It's now a 2-point game. And they're going to foul Becky quickly, and she's going to go to the line. 24 seconds remaining, and what a play there by Bowdoin.
Wow, we were thinking foul, but then they get the steal on the 2 points. What a swing of momentum there. Bowdoin getting the best case scenario after the worst case scenario last possession.
Becky, 74.5% from the charity stripe entering today's game. And she hits the first one, the 2 most important free throws of the season and probably of her career.
What a game of basketball we've been treated to today.
These 2 teams have definitely not disappointed. Becky hits the second, now a 4-point game. And here's Curl. 20 seconds left. They got to get a shot off quick. Kelly to Curl. Into the corner. They're wasting a lot of time. And that one's going to be stolen. It's Small with the steal.
And they didn't foul.
No foul yet.
Oh, there's a steal.
Stolen back.
Boy.
But it does not matter because this one's over. She hits the 3, half a second left, but it's still a 1-point game. They have to get the steal right away and put it in to win this game. Highly unlikely that happens. But what did we just see there? They did not foul. They wasted about 25 seconds of that shot clock, and they did not take a quick shot. You're down 4 points, and instead they were trying to find an open look instead of chucking a 3 up, which is really what you got to do in a moment of desperation like that.
I mean, they got the 3, but definitely not how they planned. Now there's half a second left and a 1-point game. It looks like it's all but over. New Paltz calls a timeout. They get the ball at midcourt now, or at least not under the basket. So this looks like it will be New Paltz versus the winner of Ithaca versus RIT. But never say never. You never know what can happen. A steal, a hurl from half court. We'll see what happens. Bowdoin Polar Bears need a miracle at this point.
62-61. And SUNY New Paltz, to get into the tournament, they had to beat Geneseo And that was a one-point game as well, 58-57. And one way to mark if a team can make a playoff run is if they win close games. And that's something that New Paltz has done, especially in the second half of this season.
Kind of a similar game, too. It wasn't a buzzer beater that won it for New Paltz. It was just Geneseo trying to make a comeback and couldn't get that final point on the board.
Dietz is going to inbound it on their side of the floor. And that's going to do it. So they inbound it to Rossler. A foul was called, but I think they're just going to not even bother. As New Paltz upsets Bowdoin and advances to round 2 of the NCAA tournament. What a game today from both of these teams.
Wow, that was just a phenomenal basketball game. Absolutely a joy to call. And I would love to see New Paltz, how they would play a team like Ithaca that's been dominant on their home court this season, how they would deal with that full court press. What a fun game it was to watch. New Paltz had a lot of energy, a lot of greatness inside. And on defense, man, so much energy on defense as well. Getting the passing lane constantly. They're just going to be a tough team to out in this tournament.
And they're going to play the winner of a game coming up next. That one's going to be heard on 92 WICB Ithaca, our sister station. It will be Jake Asman and Anthony Scott on the call of that one. Ithaca playing RIT, and that one should shape up to be a good one as well, as fans are filing in to Ben Light Gymnasium for the home game. Bombers have not hosted the first round since 2014. So this is quite a treat for Ithaca College fans. But that's going to do it for us here from Ben Light Gymnasium. Final score 62-61. New Paltz wins it. A few thank yous before we sign off. Thank you to VIC Station Manager Kemery Colbert, Sports Director Adam Brobst, Assistant Sports Director Emma Beltrani. Thanks to her also for helping out in the studio with Matthias Wildman. And thank you to Emma as well for creating the game open. 62-61, New Paltz wins it. That's going to do it here from Ben Light Gymnasium. For J.J. Klein and Danny Doherty, I'm Alex Lebowitz. Thank you for joining us.